Alright guys, I have finally finished crunching the necessary numbers to be able to give a generic estimate on the relatively expected results, rewards-wise, for every possible raid in the game. Currently, I'm going to run through a couple of key points, some things that were consistent and some things that are not consistent, and then just some, I guess not frequently asked questions because nobody's asked any questions yet, but just some key points to know that would affect the outcomes of each of these, or potentially each of these runs. So I have gone through the generic raids for plastics, which are medium raids, and then electronics and copper for hard raids. This will include data theft, frontier defense, gone in 2 minutes, hit and run, perimeter breach, steel cradle, the last convoy, the war for fire, and also invasions. Now, before I do any of the actual numbers, there are a couple of important notes that I want to cover that impacted the results. So I'm just going to run through a couple of them. The first thing is that not every time did I get MVP. So not all of these did I get MVP. I did use the same exact build for every run besides invasion. Sometimes I did basically the same amount of damage and got MVP, but the game just gave me different results. For whatever reason, I don't know. I did not change the build to account for enemy faction weaknesses. For example, if I'm going against Dawn's Children or whatever, that they have energy resistance, I didn't change a build or change anything to counter the resistances of factions. I just played whatever faction was currently in rotation for that map to keep it consistent. I didn't do any cheese like using autocannons on the crater map. Let me show you what that means. So this is the crater map. Oftentimes, you'll just be doing frontier defense here. I am using cyclones for this example, because this is a way that you can cheese this game mode or this map. If you stand here, or on the hill right over there, you have basically line of sight over the entire map. I did not do this, so you can stand here and just shoot everything without really moving. This is not what I did. Now, I did use premium with all of these raids, so all of these results are with premium, which gives you just more results. So without premium, I would assume you just calculate 50% less, but these are the results with premium. I ran in total well over 70 plus raids, which almost killed me. This has been really hard to get the proper rotation. So, like if the only raid left for me to do was last convoy for electronics, I had to wait for last convoy to be in rotation specifically for electronics in order to run it. Then I had to run it multiple times. So this has taken me a long amount of time, a lot of patience and brain cells I think I sacrificed doing this, and I have spent thousands of fuel. I would estimate probably over 3,500 fuel, if I had to guess, is what in total this cost me. Then also the raids cost the same amount of fuel regardless of the rewards. So even if you ran, let's say you ran steel cradle for electronics and you got 15 electronics, that costs 60 fuel. Then if you ran data theft, for example, and got 25 electronics, it still costs 60 fuel. So that's why I'm running this. So that way, whoever wants to use it isn't wasting fuel, you know, just on less efficient raids. I could have ran more to get more specific results, but it just would have taken me like another week, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So I think I have enough of a base to give a generic, you know, expectation for what you would get from running the each raid basically in the game. But here are the numbers. So for data theft plastics, I range from 31 to 42. For data theft electronics, 24 to 25. And for copper, 354 to 397. Frontier defense, for plastics, 48 to 54. Electronics, 31 to 31. I don't know why, but I just got 31 on every run. Copper, 429 to 461. Plastic, gone in 2 minutes, 36 to 45. Electronics, 29 to 31. And copper, 389 to 444. Plastics, hit and run, 34 to 38. Electronics, 23 to 25. And then for copper, 309 to 342. Perimeter breach, for plastics, 39 to 46. Electronics, 28 to 30. And then copper, 304 to 371. Steel cradle for plastics, 21 to 28. Electronics, 15 to 19. And then for copper, 225 to 247. Last convoy for plastics, 37 to 45. Electronics, 24 to 26. And for copper, 366 to 379. War for fire for plastics, 30 to 38. Electronics, 19 to 20. And then copper, 270 to 305. And then for invasion, again, was a weird one. I got 202 on basically every run. So we can see it's pretty much common knowledge that frontier defense is just the best to do. I really like frontier defense as well because you don't have to move around like last convoy or hit and run or whatever, gone in 2 minutes. I don't know what two of them is where you have to traverse along long skinny maps. I'm not a big fan of those. I did not include efficiency of time, so there is a couple of things that could change the efficiency. For example, if steel cradle or gone in 2 minutes took half the amount of time as frontier defense, then granted you would be spending more fuel, so it would be basically trading off between fuel efficiency for time efficiency. So if, let's say, gone in 2 minutes was half the amount of time to complete as frontier defense, and you had millions of fuel and fuel did not matter, then gone in 2 minutes essentially would be more efficient for you to be running. So I did not include any of that. I didn't calculate the time or difficulty or annoyance factors or anything of the sort. If you want me to do that, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I really want to do that, but I guess if it's if enough people want me to do that, I'll calculate the time efficiency so you can see fuel efficiency versus time efficiency for every possible raid in the game. Like I know copper, you can finish invasion faster than you can almost any of the other raids, but you get less fuel, or less copper rather. So if you just want to dump your fuel real quick, then invasion is quick and you get a decent amount of copper for it. It's not, it's the lowest really out of all of them, but 202 is okay for how much time you invest into it. So I did not include any of that. If there's anything on here that I missed, or anything that you want me to include, or anything else you guys want me to calculate, just let me know. If you've skipped ahead to here, please like the video. This has been probably 2 weeks, I would say, somewhere around 2 weeks of me just checking periodically throughout the day to make sure that perimeter breach is in rotation. Because if you think about it, you know, any given time there's only 3 raids going. So, you know, frontier defense for plastics and then data theft for electronics and copper. Then I don't even have enough time to run 2 electronics minimum and then 2 copper minimum. If I was just going to do the bare minimum, I don't even have enough time to run all 4 of those raids for that rotation. So I had to wait for data theft to be in rotation for electronics and copper 2 times minimum. So it's been a nightmare. It's been brutal. So let me know. Like the video. Please like the video. This has been brutal. All right. Have a good one, guys.